developers, one of the things that we have in common as game developers, besides shipping a bunch of games, is we had a bunch of games that looked completely different at the start than they did at the end. We also had a bunch of games that never shipped, so we figured why not show you guys what we worked on that you never saw. Part of the inspiration for this was the Bastion demo, Bastion prototype, I should say, that was at PAX East. And so I figured what's like the better way to start this off and actually show that demo.
Yeah, here we go. I'm Amir Rao. I'm the studio director and co-founder for Supergiant Games. And we made Bastion. What I'm about to show you is what Bastion looked like after its first month of development, when it was just me and the co-founder, Gavin Simon. We were actually living in my mom's house together, starting the great independent game journey. Ladies and gentlemen, behold, AIAS award-winning, Spike VGA award-winning, downloadable game of the year, Bastion. I apologize to all the copyright holders from all the things we stole all this art from. So here we go. This is Bastion. This is what it looked like after the first month. We have our character here, who's modeled by me, actually. I'm not an artist, if you can't tell. The technique we used for the art is something we actually ended up shipping with Bastion. So we knew we wanted to do a 2D game. That was something very close to our heart. And we also knew we wanted fluid animations. So what we did was a technique actually used in Diablo 2, which is where they took 3D models, they sort of snapshot them from a bunch of different directions, and they put it together on sprite sheets, and they make something that looks a little bit more fluid, but is actually still sort of 2D and fits in a 2D world. You can also see some of the early ideas we had around, what the game world would be like. So as I move, watch the world come up around me, right? It's just like Bastion. The idea, though, here, and sort of the theme behind this prototype and sort of our whole company is people often ask us, what was the inspiration for Bastion? Like one day we were just like sitting under a tree and we were like, we're gonna make a game where an old man talks to you the whole time and it's just gonna be amazing. And that's just sort of not how we work. We work in a really problem-solving way. We just identify design problems, we talk about what other games have done, and we try and find a solution. So in this particular case, before I get moving here and the real combat starts, the problem we were trying to solve is, in isometric games, you never really see the sky. And so we thought, what would happen if you kind of lifted the world? This is a puzzle, by the way, that did not ship back. What would happen if we lifted the world up, maybe because something really terrible happened, and you could see the sky behind it? And then the other idea was, in isometric games, you often play with a map open, right? Like, I played Diablo 2 with a full-screen map open, like, all the time, and I loved every second of that. But trying to find your way around with maps is pretty... there's a story here also. It's pretty terrible. So you just, when the world kind of comes up, you kind of go wherever the world isn't, right? That's how you know where to go. And that's actually something that shipped in Bastion. There were no maps in Bastion. We were map-free. So these are monsters scanned out of the 2nd edition Monsters Manual. This is a tome that I use and has informed every decision I've ever made in my life, including Game Design 1. So here I'm about to pick up a rock, I'm about to throw it at the beholders that are shooting their own eyeballs. Those are Zelda rubies. We sort of wore our inspirations on our sleeves here. And you can kind of see with some of the combat mechanics that this is some of the stuff that you actually see in Bastion, right? I'm rolling around, I've got a hammer instead of a sword, because fuck swords. I can sort of do the spin move, which became the spinning special move in the shipping games. Also, even though I just said fuck swords, we had a sword. It was a pretty dumb sword. And not only did we have a sword, a dumb sword, we had these satchel charges that you could stick to enemies and then blow them up. And this is actually the most fun thing that didn't ship in Bastion. If you can see the controller, I can kind of, and they're super OP, by the way, I just sort of stick them all around the map, and then you use the plunger. You plunge in the thumbstick, and it explodes. That, when that's in like Gears of War or something, you know where they got it from. So yeah, another thing you notice as I move through it is, and this is something that actually did ship with Bastion, is the roll. This was maybe the only good thing about this prototype, which is you have this roll, and you move forward, and you don't really have directional control till right at the tail end. So if you can see, like when I approach this, sorry, I gotta take care of this cloaker. Okay, switch back off from the shooting sword. Check out this grenade, by the way. Boom, lobbing grenades. I'm doing this with the right stick, which we ended up shipping this. These are also OP because they stun and slow. I really didn't know what I was doing. I came from making RTS games. This is my first action RPG. So the thing I want to show you is the roll. Sorry. So you have this little aftertouch you can do, right? Like right at the end, you can kind of move, and that's very, very similar to the roll tuning we shipped. And when you have these like isometric games with these jagged corners, it kind of helps you navigate around them. So that was like a feel thing that ended up, being part of the final game. This crossbow ended up being the revolvers. The way you can roll under projectiles actually ended up shipping with the game. Satchel charges were cut, and we have a longbow, which is the third weapon you find in the game. It's charging up, it's rumbling very tastefully, I might add, and then you can let it go. So yeah, it's just sort of a little small arena combat prototype of what we were trying. Hey, no, shut up. This is cool. So this is the Cyclops from the Monsters Manual, and this is the stalagmite, I think, enemy. And I sort of brought them together because they were always meant to be. This guy ended up being one of the enemies we call the Rattletail that we shipped, if you remember them from that game. So yeah, I'm trying to get to really the best part of this whole prototype. How much time do I have? 4 minutes, amazing. So good. So basically the goal right now is to collect 300 gems, which is super inspiring as a goal to pursue. The idea behind the prototype, the idea of what we thought Bastion might be, we always knew the game was going to have a town, right? We wanted to have a game where we have this amazing town, and it was going to be even more amazing because you were going to invest in it. And the idea is you would go out to these different parts, these messed up post-calamity areas, and you would collect resources and stuff you needed to build up your Bastion. So here I am collecting rupees to build up my Bastion. And the idea is that you'd be in these arena-style combat levels, and as you were going, more and more enemies would spawn and would get more and more crazy, and then you would like warp out right at the last second. And inevitably what always happens is while you're warping, you die and you lose all your gems. And that ended up not being how we put the game together. This is the Death Knight, who also did not ship in the final game. However, he has this foul scream, we called it. Which was his way of, he's actually pretty deadly, of hurting you. And sorry, another thing we're exploring here, it's very dangerous. Why are you guys laughing when this guy, you need to test the high speed enemies too. And you see the you probably can't see it. The way their eyes bulge, I just stole that shit straight from the behemoth. Like every time something gets hit, I thought that was really, that's what I spent like 2 weeks of the first month doing. It's just pasting on bulging eyes that you can't even see because they flash red. All right, so this is my favorite thing in the whole demo. Ladies and gentlemen, the Mudman. Now, what's so good about this is that this was so good we didn't replace it for like a year. That's how much we like it. He's a support enemy, so he doesn't really directly harm you. He's really big, so it makes it really fun to sort of shoot at him, and he has the best googly eyes. Best googly eyes. What's really great about him is that it was our first enemy that didn't just chase you around and act like a total dick and just try and hit you, right? He's actually helping his friends who are all dead because I killed them. He became what shipped in the final game, which was the Scumbag, which is that big, slow, blue guy who spits ooze at you. It was like the saddest day on the project was the day we changed the data name from Mudman to Big Support or something really lame like that, when he finally made his transition into a real asset. But yeah, this dude is great. So yeah, I guess in conclusion, this guy's shitty. If you want to, things we learned is that being shot off screen really sucks. And this guy's range is 3,000 or something, just ridiculous. Yeah, I can be anywhere. Like I said, yeah, we didn't show Bastion for a year. Now you know why, right? Okay, so we need some time to arrive at what it's going to be. And I think the biggest reason this looks so different is because a lot of what was... Shut up. I'm trying to say something really meaningful here. A lot of what was great about Bastion kind of came later, right? Like, it wasn't there when we started. It was something that was added when we added, like, particular individuals, right? Like, Greg's writing, Greg's world design, Jen's art, people who were not there to contribute right at the very start full-time. Darren's music, Logan's voice, all those things that you remember Bastion for were not here except for this. Just doing this all the time. So yeah, if you want to come play this, we're in booth 6019. We're showing off this and the iPad version, the Xbox version, and you know, it's been good to talk to you about a game that's been really good to us. Thank you.
Talk about violence yourselves for like 30 seconds.
I want to play that. I want to play that. I think it's like 1,000. I know it's 1,000.
But they have it at their booth.
You get the ability to warp back to the Bastion, and it's uglier than what you just said. But yeah,
that is the wrong order.
Yeah, this is actually just a prototype for the awesome prototype panel that will happen next year while we figure all of this out. The name of the game you just saw? It was Bastion, sorry. Bastion, yeah, on XBLA PC, Chrome, and now the iPad.
Okay, so I'm next. My name's Dan Teasdale. I currently work at Twisted Pixel Games. Before that, I worked at a place called Pandemic Studios, where that stunningly handsome young man is standing right now. Do we have sound? Awesome. So we were like a 10-person studio in Brisbane, Australia. We worked on the acclaimed classic Army Men RTS. And then after that, we kind of wanted to make something that was actually good. So we started work on this game from Microsoft. We had about 8 weeks to do it, and this is the trailer we gave them. So this game was called Oddballs. It's a party game. Microsoft came to us, and it was around the time that Fusion Frenzy was Bill Gates' favorite game. And Microsoft came to us and said, we want a new Fusion Frenzy, but not Fusion Frenzy. So, and you have 8 weeks to give us a demo. So we built from scratch pretty much all our Xbox tech and this game, which is kind of like Mario Party, except instead of the board game, it's an action platformer, and all the monsters are narcoleptic, and they eat exploding chickens, and we were kind of crazy. And we actually have a build of it right at the back of the hole. So we're actually going to run to the back of the hole and show you this demo.
Yeah, they're all done. They're just leaving.
Hi.
Check, 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 check. Dante's. What do you need?
We're professionals here, as you can tell.
Alright guys, panel's over.
Can I get on stage?
So as you can tell, we're completely organized here. And everything's sorted out.
You guys remember this really big old Xbox controller? I haven't seen this one in years.
I still can't see it. It'll be another couple of years before it's ready.
As you can see, my completely legitimate dev kit I brought here today.
Milestone 4.
We lost the controller back here. It doesn't even seem possible. What happened? It's right. I think it's right there. Yeah.
So let's just get this sorted out first. So this was a basically instead of the board game, we had this world that you would run around, and the entire conceit for these monsters is all they want to do is eat these floating quackles. They arrived on this map, and right behind this guy is a quackle that's about 400 feet tall, and all they want to do is get in there to eat that eat that chicken. So what we're going to do is we're going to run around and try and eat as many chickens as possible. We need 10 chickens to crack open eggs, and inside one of the eggs is a key to that huge thing. Let's just start playing while I sort out the video and we can get it into one screen in a sec. So, it would help if this controller worked.
We got this. We got this.
So I can run along, I can turn into a ball, I can fart my way eating my quackles. The other cool thing along here is that you'll see certain obstacles change color, which you'll see with the next player. You'll see certain obstacles change color, like that green thing. Other players can actually activate those obstacles to bring players in and stop them from collecting stuff. So if you keep running, trying to follow that arrow, we should hopefully see some plants soon. Alright, the other conceit behind this is they only can stay awake for 30 seconds at a time, and they fall asleep when they run out of time. Roll is a B button, but you can't eat quackles while they're rolling. So I can suck this guy in here. Oh, I missed him. Yeah, so when it changes color to your color, you hit the A button and you can stop it from moving. I need 2 more quackles.
Oh man.
I'm gonna press This is me gonna suck this guy in. Gotcha.
Dan did not tell us how to play this game before we started.
Like I said, we're completely professional. Set up earlier. There's blue on who's player 2. That's just the way this is showing up on the screen. This actually doesn't look like this, unfortunately. But it's also not split into 2. Okay, so let me go and try and. Like I said, 8 weeks. Yeah, it's a lot to you guys now. Pick up that quackle. What? Turn around. Hit the egg.
Totally backseat gamers.
This is a mini game called Slap Club. The entire point of this game is to slap the crap out of everyone else and have the most cockles at the end of it. Which is going to be hard, looking like this. You're meant to be these things, that's what makes Blessing win.
Your head? What's that about?
That's the person who's leading at the moment. Sylvan is the winner. So let's go one more mini game and see if we get a key.
Where's the egg?
You're in the right way.
I am?
Yes.
It feels like I'm going the right way.
Grace, right down, one of you going to hit you.
I'm listening.
Arrow, big.
I led you astray. I'm so sorry.
Oh my god.
The other thing about this game is that when you fall asleep, yeah, so you can on an egg. When you fall asleep, you can remain in the world. So you can run up to someone who's asleep and slap the crap out of them, and they can't do anything about it. It's still like quackles. This egg has the key to the huge quackle in it, and the game is Marco Polo, which is going to be incredibly hard to play with all green. But it's a 1 versus 3 game. One player is the main guy. And he has to try and touch the other 3 guys. The other 3 guys are all underwater, and you can only see them when they move fast because they'll make ripples, or when the big player hits the A button and then calls Marco and pulls them up. Hang on a second, we're just going to try and get this to look a little better.
Yeah, we're just gonna stall now. Sultry tones. I don't want to sing. I don't want to. Yep, we're just going green.
So all of the people who didn't hit the egg, you want to move as slowly as possible while trying to remember where you are, and basically don't let the big guy hit you. Of course I do the exact opposite. You want to run away. Don't just touch him. No, you're running away from me. This is awesome. So I'm going to move slowly. Hopefully Sylvan will get where I was.
I'm just down on the bottom.
Oh, wait. So I'm going to move slowly, try and get away, so that doesn't know where I am. Here I am. Yeah, you suck!
Did this end up being Bill Gates' new favorite game?
He plays it in secret every night.
Hey, they come back. Get microwave.
So if we could switch back to the slides. Need more Jet theme music. Need more Jet theme music to switch back to the slides. There's a really great slide I have up here. It's got a picture of the game. That's what it should look like, by the way. So we made that in about 8 weeks with a team of about 15 people, never touching an Xbox before. It was super scary. We had a whole bunch of great plans for this, a whole cast of characters, an inflatable world, it's a cool castle, it's really neat jungle. This is the only shot I have of it, unfortunately. But trust me, they're all really great. We were cancelled on our 4th milestone. I I don't know why Microsoft would cancel an external kiddie like friendly, colorful game. I'm not going to speculate as to why. But it did lead us into a Great Depression, and we sat there with this cancel party game and thought, what is the opposite of this? What do publishers want? What is the most disturbing? Just kill everything, guns everywhere. Let's just make what they want and survive. And that led us to So with that, I think we'll move to you. Let me set you up.
Everybody out of my way. Oh, nice. Okay, this a lot better than I did. Okay, I'm going to try to go through this fast, try to get some time at the end if you guys want to ask questions at the end of the whole thing. I'm Sylvain Dubrovsky. I work at PopCap Games. I'm going to talk about a game I don't think anybody here has probably seen. It's called Skills. Alright, so Skills was to be a game about four corners of hip-hop. Breakdancing, DJing, MCing, and graffiti. These are the four things that make up hip-hop. I didn't actually know that until the company I worked on started working on this game. I'll go through that quick. The fifth corner was intended to be a vast open world. This is the world you can get a bunch of missions, you could upgrade your character, you can find out a lot of things, fighting and joining gangs and all kinds of other stuff. It was intended for PS2, Xbox, and GameCube. So the company I worked at was called Shaba Games. It previously created Grind Session, Razor Freestyle Scooter, and I came aboard for Wakeboarding Unleashed.
Yeah, Wakeboarding Unleashed.
Has anybody played any of these? Yeah? They made some more well-known stuff after
I
that.
might have played a demo of Grind Session.
Okay, cool, thanks. Yeah, it was good. I started.
That means he didn't give you any money. I'm not mean. Sorry.
I started in 2002 as a designer. Timeline for this was we worked on it from 2003 in May to September 2003. It's not a long time, but I got some stuff to show. So to give you an idea of what was going on in 2003, top games in 2003: Zelda, Wind Waker, GTA Vice City, Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic, Warcraft 3, Call of Duty. Not yet released, Guitar Hero. So the idea of music games being successful and something people wanted was not quite into the mainstream. So let's switch over. I'm going to show you. I don't actually have the build to play because I don't have a PS1 dev kit. So I will show you pictures and videos of gameplay. All right, let's do the pictures first. Yeah, you have an old Mac. Okay.
If someone wants to give me a new computer, that would be really appreciated.
Can I just go left and right with these? If I could do these? Okay, good. This is old. This is a really deliberate click.
You gotta just hammer that thing.
All right, down? Okay. So I'm gonna start going through these so you can see some of the artwork. We had some really cool, awesome artists at Shaba, and they were really into the world of hip hop.
Wait, go back one. Was that guy's arm?
Yeah.
What? And it's holding a gun?
Yeah.
That is the best. Look at the bottom.
It was supposed to be gritty and real, and some of our artists
That's as real as the streets. A little T-Rex holding a gun.
I'm just gonna say that's his reality. And this is 3D spray paint, so that's a little more real. I think some of this stuff is really cool. So here's an evolution of you becoming a DJ. If you chose, you wanted to focus on this, you start in your bedroom, garage, house party, club. Some logo treatments, some more characters you might see in this world. Here's like box art. Some of the characters. Playing beatdown. You could avoid beatdowns though. This is showing you your progression. You can kind of avoid it if you didn't want to. There's a lot of choice intended. Some females of this world. Try not to look at the title names of these because some of the I see. These are never meant to be seen outside of the world. So some ideas of cutscenes, and I think some of the style is really accurate and kind of cool to the world. So, MCing. Let's see if there's anything else in here. Go quick. This is one of the enemies. It's got tough. That's the logo of the company, done in a hip hop style. So a lot of us had to watch videos about the history of hip hop and learn about it, because only about half the company was really into hip hop at the time. So let's go to the video at this point.
I was about to say 10 minutes of your playing. I'll swap seats and do it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'll do videos and you talk.
Oh, okay. Well, no, I have to skip around.
Yeah, you do a piece of video right here.
Let's see. It's just the first video. We have 51? Go to 51.
So,
You're ruining this.
really? They crashed, by the way.
Yeah.
The duo Snoop Dogg affair. Have a fight. Now take this paper bag to Z-Man and come back.
Alright, so here you see the big open world with some interesting kind of camera movements, not behind the back. You can see some interesting lighting, characters. I should say that we put this all together in about a few weeks when we were worried about the game getting canceled to try to show off.
Sorry, close and restart. Thanks, man. Sorry about that.
So you can see a character interacting with people in the world. The idea is, in the world, you can find out information that will help you with your four corners. Each of the four corners was supposed to be a mini game, or actually more than a mini game. Imagine Dance Dance Revolution, but with an upgrade.
What's up? What can I do for you? Oh, I left both my copies of Mr. Rich Lays Out in my crib. I fucked for the show tonight. Really? I know they got a copy over at the record store. I gotta get it for my shirt. I want a copy right over there. You would mind picking it up for me, would you? I'll pay you back. Hey, I appreciate it, man. I owe you one.
So, missions, open world. You need help to do your MC battle coming up, so you're going to help this guy out.
Sorry, close and restart. Okay, crash is a friend, but make it quick.
Alright, we're going to go back. We got the record he wanted.
Did you give me that record yet? Thanks, man. I'm gonna spin this tonight. I'm DJ Crash, by the way. You said you was gonna be down at NME tonight, right? I got some dirt out here that you might be able to use. I never did like some anyway. So NME, myself, and this crap out of Brady, I'm bobbing over on D Street. Brady's doing Italian, and we're watching his back. Sure enough, two guys from the FS crew show up, pissed. NME runs off like a puff and doesn't even warn us. Me and Brady barely escaped. Man, we had to hide in the dumps all night. The next day, the rest of our crew was freaking out because NME wound up at the hospital. Apparently, FX shot him up pretty bad. And we felt like shit. But then a week later, my sister's friend's cousin, who's a nurse, had a peek at his jaw while he was asleep. Guess what she found out? She said that he had his left testicle, his left nut ripped off when he tried to jump that
So he just gave you crucial information for you to MC battle that guy later. Let's see a little bit about. Here we go. Let's do some graffiti in here. This is just tagging, which is the easiest thing to do. The idea would be that you tagged high-profile areas. It's going to be worth more than areas that don't have a lot of people walking by it. So kind of a simulation would be going on. And you want to get to areas that are harder to get to, so you'd have some world traversal. I'm going to skip ahead. So here he's trying to get across a building. He wants to tag this super big billboard up here. Good thing it's pre-recorded. So this tag would have taken